like the first time I ever saw her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in like a zone conference. I think it was one of her first zone conferences. We were in the same zone.
What'd you think? First time you saw her?
There's a sister. She's new. I don't know. It was Tupelo Zone Conference. I was in Haleyville, and I think she was in Muscle Shoals.
Question. When and where was the first time you saw Amanda? So what do you think he said, or what is the answer?
I would guess Tupelo.
More details.
Was it like March-ish?
Oh, you're even more detailed than me.
Well, I mean, even that was like 6 weeks before I went home, so it's easy to like.
Was it only 6 weeks before you went home?
Oh. So it
And
was like,
where
it was my
at?
last transfer, we were in Tupelo together. So that's my guess, is what his answer is.
How's that?
The first time we hung out, I thought she was cool. She had a cool style of clothes, and she was fun to talk to. We talked for a lot, just like about the mission and stuff like that. It was cool.
What do you think his first impressions of you were?
Like the first time you saw me?
Yeah.
Oh, this
Anything?
is a really scared little sister missionary.
How about there? So any thoughts there?
I just thought he was a really nice guy. I still had the mindset of like wanting to set him up with Katie, and so I was like, oh, he is so great. Like, because you know, some people are different when they're missionaries and like when they come home. So I was like, oh, he still is a great guy. He's still really nice. Katie is gonna love him. This is gonna be so great. That was what I was thinking.
And what did you think he thinks of you?
Oh, I don't know. He's probably like, oh, we're homies. This is cool.
Date.
Our first official date was I was gonna take her to the Civil Defense Caves, and so we drove all the way out there. And I was gonna I brought like glow sticks. So we could cut them open and shake them around. It'd be dark, and but when we got to the caves, it was too dark, so we couldn't go in. And so we walked around a little bit, and then we almost got lost because we couldn't find the car. And then we made it back to the car, and we just went back and like watched a TV show. I think we watched Stranger Things.
Love Kindle.
You can answer it from your point or his. We'll see if they're the same. But what would you say your first official date was?
It's kind of funny. I don't remember if there was something we did before. Maybe we went dating or something. But then we went and we drove out to these caves, and we stopped and got glow sticks along the way. We were gonna like do glow sticks, fun stuff. And then when we got there, it was too dark, and neither of us had been there. We couldn't figure out how to get into the cave, and it was like kind of slippery, so we didn't want to fall. So we just kind of walked around there for a little bit, and then we just drove home and like watched a movie or something. We drove a long time and hung out and just having fun talking.
Our first kiss was at her apartment. The first time I kissed her on the lips was at her apartment. It was like right before she went to Hawaii for a vacation. But I think I kissed her on the cheek. I can't remember when, but before that.
First kiss.
Oh, I know this one.
Were you there?
No,
I think we were at my apartment. It was right before I was leaving to go on vacation, and we had been watching like Incredibles or something, and then he was leaving. He was just like kissing me before he left.
Our song is Forever Like That by Ben Rector. Our worst date was when we went to the Civil Defense Caves and she bashed her nose into the cave because like the ceiling got lower, and then it was all like bloody and down her face. But the scar's pretty much gone now, so it's good.
Remember a worst date or something where you're like, oh, that was just a.
It wasn't his fault at all. It was I blame myself.
We sound like we're on the same track.
we went back to the cave that we had gone to on our first date, but we went with like a group of people and we brought the glow sticks and we were gonna shake them on the walls and it was gonna be fun. And so we did all the glow stick stuff and we were walking like deeper into the cave, just like exploring. And all of a sudden, the ceiling was really low, and I walked into it and I hit it, and it like cut my nose, and I was like bleeding. And it was just kind of, I was massive. That was probably not very
Let's see. She says she doesn't like to cook, but I know she's a good cook. Let's see here. I don't know. She makes a good quesadilla. They're really good.
How about a favorite dish that you, what would Alex say? Something that you make.
I don't make a lot. It's usually him. I have no idea. I genuinely do not know the answer to this question.
What's the only dish you've made?
Think.
I don't even know what I mean.
I don't know what I mean.
It's always things we make together, so I never know.
What's your
Her favorite thing that I make. She liked the chicken fajitas that I made, and she also liked the kung pao chicken. But she says that she's not picky and she likes it all, and she just likes cooking with me, so it doesn't really matter what it is.
There's so many good ones.
What do you think he said?
Probably the naan that we made. We really like that one.
the what?
That's you.
What I love most about Amanda is that she's so easygoing and fun to talk to, and she's just has such an amazing spirit and is fun to be around. Just like the ultimate best friend.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Everything.
He probably said I'm nice or something like that.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. She might just say that she likes just being around me and hanging out with me. I don't know what exactly one specific thing that she loves most about me. I don't know. Everything.
First of all.
I love how kind he is. Like, he's just a genuinely good person with a good heart, and he just loves everybody and just loves to serve and be kind and do things for others. So that's what I love most about Alex. But what does he think that I'm gonna say? I don't know. We'll just go with that.
I have about 46 pairs of shoes, give or take a couple.
How many pairs of shoes does Alex have?
I know it's more than 30. If I had to guess, I'd say like 30.
38.
She probably has about that too, but a lot of them, probably half of them are still in California. They're like other stuff, but then she has a lot of them here too.
How many pairs of shoes does he think you have? And how many do you have?
I don't know how many I have. I'd say like 25.
So she'll say that she said it first, but I really said it first because I was about to say it, and then she said it to me. So I brought it up, and then she stole my thunder.
Said I love you first.
This is a topic of debate. Because, okay, so there was like one night where I knew Alex was like leading up to it. I knew he was gonna say it. And so we were talking and he was like, I think I'm falling in love with you. And so then I said, I love you. So technically I said the phrase first. But he's like, well, I said I'm falling in love with you. So he thinks he said it first. So our answers are gonna be different on this one.
Okay.
4 kids at the most.
How many kids does Alex want? Or like just
2 or 3.
2 or 3?
When you ask her the first time, she might say like 1 million, but she wants 6 kids.
How about Amanda? What does he think to say?
He's probably gonna say like 8 kids. But I always joke about it. It's not serious. It's not my real answer.
What's your real answer?
like 4 or 5.
If you have two sets of twins.
Whenever I don't know, it was kind of slow over time. Whenever at first we'd kind of like joke about it, like, what if we got married? And then whenever we went, like, I guess became closer, where like it started turning not as much of a what if, but kind of when. And but like when I started like thinking about it was like whenever we went to or when we like left for Christmas break and we thought we weren't going to see each other for like 3 or 4 months. But that's when I kind of started thinking about it, and then she came to Idaho a couple times, and I went out to California once, and we kind of just like decided that's what we wanted.
She was the girl for you.
I don't know the exact timeline because like we dated all of the fall semester, and then I knew I was going home for the winter and he'd be in Idaho, so I knew we'd be doing long distance. So we kind of talked about before like the semester was over that we wanted to wait until we saw each other again to make the decision. But I think we both kind of knew like in that time where we were apart, like we were going to the temple all the time and like praying about it. And so I think we both had our answer like before we actually saw each other again, but then we kind of like finalized our decision, I guess, like when we were actually together. Like we went to the temple together and we were still praying about it and we both just felt good about it. So I'd say somewhere in between that, like
What month?
fall ending and seeing each other again in January.
In 5 years, we won't be in Idaho. Hopefully not. Probably maybe graduating from BYU, or just graduated from BYU in her nursing school. Maybe about to have a kid.
New family, the new Gillespie family, 5 years from now.
Oh, it's hard to say. I don't know how much longer we'll have in school, so I don't know if it'll be 5 years or if we'll be transitioning somewhere. I don't know. I don't really have like a preference of where we are, so it's hard to like envision where I like want to be in 5 years. I don't know. My family's talked about moving to Texas, and so we're like, oh, it'd be nice if both of our families are in Texas and we're in Texas, so maybe we'd end up here. That could be nice.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I'd like that.